for the Lamar Hunt Trophy begins as we're underway in this AFC Wildcard game. And no run back on the opening kickoff. It'll come out to the 25. The Raiders set to go to work behind their veteran quarterback, and that's Derek Carr.
And he comes off of a really good regular season with over 4,000 yards passing. And now in the playoffs, people always ask the question, do you continue to play the way you played in the regular season? Do you turn it loose, or do you tone it down a little bit? I think you've got to be smart, but make sure you show the defense something they haven't seen before.
Carr right away going to look to throw. He'll be taken down. The Jets get in there for the sack. Jermaine Johnson. Credit him with a sack, and it goes as a loss of 6. First rep of the game for Josh Jacobs. And he'll be taken down at the 20 after a gain of just 1. Just not a whole lot of room to operate there on that carry.
No, not at all. They did a really nice job staying in their proper places and not allowing any lanes to open up.
He finds his man complete. It's Jacobs. And boy, he is very close to a first down, but from where they're spotting that football, he's going to be a foot or so short. So on 4th down, here's A.J. Cole to punt for the Raiders. And he'll get this away into the icy winter air. There'll be a 10-yard return following a punt of 45. And the Jets will take over 1st and 10. Jet sweep to start the drive. A beautiful fake. And he'll be out of bounds just shy of the 40. A gain of 32 that time. So that about the shortest pass a quarterback can make, but it winds up going for a bundle.
Yeah, let's face it, in the stats, it sure looks like a heck of a throw, doesn't it? It's almost like in baseball when you get that little Texas leaguer that turns into a double. You would think that you hit it off the wall. Big-time play for him on a short little pass.
When we talk about defenders, specifically linebackers, keeping their eyes in the right spot, he had that eye down the entire time.
And you know that's not easily done because they throw a lot of misdirection at you. They try and fool you and get your eyes in the wrong place. But you're right about that one. He correctly figured that one out and made a really nice play.
And down to the 20 he'll go before heading out of bounds. First catch of this wild card game for a 1,000-yard receiver in the regular season. He's got a first down, too. So, great throw right there. But Josh McDaniels, he had his mind made up on that one. He disagrees, and he'll throw the challenge flag. Did he keep those feet in bounds? That's the question they've got to decide. And I got to say, watching it in real time, it was awfully close. So the challenge there does not go their way. This will indeed remain a completed pass. On 1st and 10, it's Hall. And this time they were ready for him as they'll stop him right at the line of scrimmage. They'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11. Looking to throw. Tomlinson, flush to his right. And able to get this down inside the 15, either the 13 or 14 before he's out of bounds. They get the USC man, Elijah Vera Tucker. Now they face a 2nd and long following the holding penalty. Back to throw. Tomlinson eluding the pressure right. He's going to fire one, corner of the end zone. And this will be caught in the end zone. Touchdown, Jets. Calvin Ridley, 31 yards. And the Jets will strike first here in this wild card matchup. Parkey adds the extra point, and that makes the score 7-0. 5 plays there on that drive. And it's Calvin Ridley who finishes it off with a touchdown reception. Now after the score, it's Parkey on to kick it away. And he'll decide to not bring this one out as their drive will begin at the 25. Here's Las Vegas ready to take the field. And work with me here. Is this overhyped or not? You've got a warm weather team on the road in January, and it's cold. What's the deal? Is that a factor? Is it not a factor?
I think a lot of it depends on the personality of your head coach and how you prepare for things. And some things you just can't prepare for. If you're coming from a warm weather site, you can't make it cold enough like it is here in this ball game. But what you can do is just...
And it's a fumble, but this will fortunately wind up out of bounds. They're already trailing here in this first quarter. Last thing they needed was to cough the football. Well, they coughed it up, but luckily for them, it went out of bounds.
Yeah, still a long way to go. But when you're losing, every possession takes on a little bit more importance, doesn't it? And in that case, they almost made this game a lot more difficult for themselves by turning it over. Fortunate there.
So give them 5 yards there on the pitch and catch, and it's second down. Carr going to give it to Jacobs. Looking to find a lane, but he can't. Reined in at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play there, so they're left with a 3rd down and 6. They are in need of 6 yards here if they hope to move the chains. Throwing his Carr on 3rd down. And that's knocked away and incomplete.
How about the coverage we just saw him break out on 3rd down? Dime defense, blanketed the field with extra defensive backs and speed. Unable to find an open hole to complete that pass.
Jets offense coming up now to start their next drive. They've got a 7-0 lead in the football as well as they start out 1st and 10. Shreds him with a stiff arm. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. Just like that, a pickup of 20 on their first play from scrimmage. Got to give a nod of appreciation to some of those guys up front over on that left side. Several key blocks sprung him.
No appreciation for the guys from the backside that didn't allow any leakage and anybody could run him down from the backside.
They're at the kids' table.
Okay, so front side guys, good. Yeah. Backside guys,
man,
that's what you're supposed to do.
I've had better.
Okay, either way, worked out quite well, didn't it? A nice sizable gain.
After 7-0 on EA Sports. Now a 2nd down and 6. Off the play fake. Tomlinson sliding out of the pocket. Got a man. It's caught inside the 10. And he'll head out of bounds inside the 10. Mark him down at the 9. The chain gang hustling to catch up. Here's 1st and goal from just inside the 10. They'll run with Hall. And he's going to ball his way down to about the 1-yard line. A good run, 8 yards there, and it'll be 2nd and goal. They hand off to their big tight end. And he's into the end zone. Touchdown, Jets. Jeremy Ruckert punching it in from a yard away. And the Jets go up by 2 touchdowns. Parkey with the extra point. And that'll make the score 14-0. The drive summary that time, 5 plays. And it ends with a 1-yard touchdown run. Now after the score, it's Parkey on to kick it away. Fielded just outside the goal line. Now a hit and a loose football. And it's scooped up by the Jets. And he will bring it back to the 4-yard line. So problems compounding themselves here on the return. They just give up the touchdown, and now they lose the football.
Yeah, partner, things are starting to unravel a little bit for them right in front of our eyes. They're going to be looking for some man.
And he's going to take it in for a Jets touchdown. Breece Hall taking it in from 4 yards out. And the Jets continue to show why it pays to play at home in the postseason as they add on to their lead. Parkey adds the extra point, and it's now 21-0. Well, they got the ball position. One play later, boom, end zone. Now after the score, it's Parkey on to kick it away. Fields it right around the goal line. And makes it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line. The Raider offense set to get this drive started. They trail early on the road in the playoffs. Not a great combination as they've got it 1st and 10. And he's taken down but able to slip across the 35. 15 yards there for number 15.
Now that's the kind of big play you'd like to see. This first half, it hasn't gone their way, and they could use a shot in the arm, something to perk them up a bit. And they get one here in the passing game.
They run up the gut with Kelly.
On any explosive run, you can almost feel the ground shaking, and that's from the offensive linemen creating space for their runners. I had an old coach tell me before, they always told his runners, run around the offensive line in pregame. Get used to the ground shaking so you don't trip and fall when it...
And the ball is knocked out. And this is going to get out of bounds, so they will gain a bit of yardage on the play, actually, and they'll hold on to the football as well. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Now a first carry for their fullback. And he tries to power forward, but he will not get back to the line of scrimmage. Looking at a 2nd and 11 now after the loss. Now they'll throw with Carr. Got a man open. It's Darren Waller. And he will score. Touchdown, Las Vegas. Darren Waller. 51 yards. And the Raiders are able to make some inroads here to that deficit. Extra point by Carlson, up and good. And they'll cut the lead to 21-7. On is the Raider kickoff unit now as they will send this one away. And here comes a return from a few steps into the end zone. And all in all, a pretty solid return. Nearly got it to the 35. They'll mark him down officially at the 34. So holding will scratch off some of that return.
And I know fans get frustrated when they see penalties of this sort on kick returns, but it is difficult to do it right against these moving targets at full speed. Hard to do.
Airing it out, looking for Ridley. And that will be incomplete. Would have been a big hitter if they had connected. Instead, it's 2nd down. Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. On the run, he'll let this go deep right side. He's got a man, complete. Touchdown, Jets. Calvin Ridley with his 2nd touchdown here in this first half. And the Jets are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. Parkey with the extra point. And the lead now to 3 touchdowns at 21. Pretty clean and simple there. Just 2 plays. The long pass resulting in the touchdown on play number 2. Now after the score, it's Parkey on to kick it away. Taking it about the 1. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. The Raider offense set to get this drive started. Right now, Charles, it just feels like they're trying to keep pace. They did score the touchdown last time out, but they still trail by double digits here. We'll see if this offense is once again up to the task.
Yeah, and I think that after the last drive, they've gotten pretty revved up, don't you think? Everything they were doing was working pretty well. They go back out there with the same mindset, play the same tempo and the same pace. Still a lot of time left to make something happen in this one.
A reminder, as we did all through the regular season, we'll check in with Jonathan Coachman at halftime. He'll have highlights and analysis of this first half of play. From the 24, Carr got a man. It's Darren Waller. And they nearly get this all the way to midfield. Mark him down at the 49. on play action. Now Carr. He gets this to Davante Adams. And he will score. Touchdown, Las Vegas. Davante Adams, 51 yards. And the Raiders are able to cut into that deficit. As a former DB, you might not like to see that, but from a wide receiver's perspective, those are the plays they dream of.
Correct on both counts, all right? Because once he took off, I mean, let's face it, that should have been done in Big Sky Country. Aren't any speed limits out there? And off he went. Glad I wasn't the one trying to chase him.
Extra point by Carlson, up and good. And that cuts the lead to 28-14. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. From a yard or two deep, here comes a return. And they'll get him down right at the 25-yard line, so the same result, but he opted for the touchback. Out comes Calvin Ridley and the offense for their next drive. He might be on his way to a record-setting performance. So good here. We're only in the second quarter.
And it's so interesting when we watch these types of days unfold for a receiver because they need a quarterback throwing it accurately, people to block for the quarterback, so many other variables. But, boy, he's getting it done, and in a big way. Right now, he wants to rock on every snap.
Yeah, he's counting his yards in the hundreds, not the tens. The catch and run, good for 18 and a first down.
Good, strong throw and catch right there. And so far in this game, the alleys have been open for them to get completions, and they're taking advantage of it.
One play has him up past the 40 already, and another 1st and 10. Off play action. Tomlinson. This will be caught downfield by Moore. And he takes this one down almost all the way to the 30. The Jets are going to use the first of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the first half. Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. Operating from the gun, Tomlinson. This pass out wide to Hall. And he's going to be taken down at the 28-yard line.
That's a good job there by the corner. We do talk about this a lot, that a lot of corners see their job as simply covering receivers. Tackling isn't everyone's thing. But in this case, he came up quickly and made a nice, sure tackle.
They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. Escaping the pressure right. He's going to let it go deep for the end zone. Got a man, it's caught. Touchdown, Jets. Calvin Ridley saving his best for the playoffs with his 3rd touchdown of the game. And the Jets will extend their lead in the final minute of the half. I believe they buzzed down. They're going to take another look at this play with all reviews coming from the replay official here in the final 2 minutes of the half. So they called it a touchdown originally, and this will stay a touchdown after the video review, so they had it right. Parkey adds the extra point, and the lead now to 3 touchdowns at 21. The drive summary, 4 plays, 75 yards. And it's Calvin Ridley who finishes it off with a touchdown reception. Fielded just outside the goal line. And he brings us out past the 20 to the 24. So already not the best of kick returns there, but that penalty, that adds insult to injury and backs him up even closer to the goal line.
Yeah, not ideal field position to begin a drive, is it? Because the extra pressure now goes on the offense. They've got to get some early yards and get away from the shadow of their own goalposts. What every offense wants to do in this situation, get 2 first downs to help out with field position at the least.
Carr now on 1st down. They'll find his tight end. That's Waller. Now the Raiders going to burn their 3rd and final timeout as they'll stop the clock with 12 seconds to go in this first half. Carr with a play fake to Jacobs. And that is caught on the right sideline, but out of bounds, says the line judge. The throw took him a little too far. It's second down.
2nd and 10. A very chilly day here, but no snow. And I got to say, if it's going to be this cold, I want snow. You should see Charles' face. He's looking at me like I'm crazy.
And they get to him after a gain of 6 to the 46. So we're in
a look around the NFL. We'll have to wait for postgame because we are moving right through halftime and on to the third quarter.
Both teams try to avoid being one and done in these playoffs as we start the second half of this AFC wildcard game. Down the numbers. There he goes. The 20. And he takes it all the way, but there is a flag down, so hold the celebration. This one's coming back.
And that flag accepted.
The holding penalty and negates a good return as they'll start just past the 20.
Running left, it's Hall.
A little juke. Oh, he's got some breathing room. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45.
69 yards now on the ground on just 7 carries.
I know that play went to the left side, and that's what it was designed to do, an outside handoff there. But how about the whole offensive line being involved? Seal the left side where the play was going, what they call play side. But how about on the back side? Just taking care of business to make sure no one can get there and disrupt it.
Is the biggest key the left tackle?
Without a doubt. Control that edge. Get out there. You want that left tackle, or if you bring your tight end over there. Either way, control the edge of the line of scrimmage.
And down he goes. Brought down a Raider sack. Max Crosby charges in there hard and drops him for a loss of 12 from that outside linebacker position. Looking to throw on second down. Tomlinson flushed out right. And this one taken in on the right sideline, but not in the field of play. They say it's incomplete. The throw led him a little too far. It brings up third down.
I know conventional wisdom says, hey, don't get it all back in one play. But sometimes you go ahead and try to. They tried to get it all back on that one. Weren't able to do so.
Now a pass hauled in downfield. And all the way in. Touchdown, New York. Elijah Moore, 43 yards. As his guys are able to push that lead out a bit further. Parkey with the extra point. And that'll increase their lead to 28. So that drive spanned 5 plays.
And it was finished off by Elijah Moore on the touchdown reception.
Now after the score, it's Parkey on to kick it away.
And it'll come out to the 25 as he will not attempt to return.
So here comes the Raiders offense getting ready for their first possession of the second half.
CD, they certainly know the hole that they face as they begin the second half. They have to do what precious few teams have done in NFL history. That's try to come back from a 4-possession deficit.
Hey, partner, you know as that team gathers, they're saying to each other, you never say never, right? Because if you're on an NFL roster, that's how you have to think. You can always come back and win a ball game. And let's face it, we saw a certain Super Bowl, a 25-point lead late that wasn't enough to put someone away. But that being said, this task is near impossible. Let's face it. And bottom line is, it officially becomes impossible if this possession is an empty one.
On first down, Carr.
Looking again for Waller, and he's got him again.
He's tackled a yard short of the marker. Good gain of 9 on first down. Well, they've gone to their fullback quite a bit. He'll get it again. And he'll take this one up close to about the 45. Just a gain of a yard there, and now it'll be third down. Pretty good job defensively. Thought he was going to get it, but they knew where that marker was, and they stopped him just short of it.
What it does is emphasize that strategic football and situational football is not just played on the offensive side, is it? Defense understanding, as you noted, where the first down marker was and making sure they didn't get there.
Here's A.J. Cole now as he's on to punt for Vegas. This is taken around the 12. 44-yard punt, return of 9.
And the Jets will take over. Breece Hall helped leading out this offense for another series.
He's had a good performance, moved the ball effectively on the ground. Of course, he has the 1 touchdown.
And when you're able to move it as effectively as you've described, that leads to finding a way into the end zone. And now he's just trying to do it for a second time. And, of course, with that comes additional yardage.
Yeah, looking for additional yardage. And, again, that second score here in the third quarter. The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7. Looking to throw. Tomlinson, flush to his right.
He's got the connection to Moore.
And down he goes, but he takes it up to the 40.
They'll give to Hall.
And he is swallowed up right at the line of scrimmage.
Divine Diablo there to make the stop. Well done to sniff that out defensively. He had it diagnosed pretty quickly.
I love that description because diagnosed is perfect on that one. Read his keys, made the play, and he couldn't even get going moving the football.
Eluding the pressure right. On the run, he'll let this go deep right side. This is caught inside the 15. Touchdown. Calvin Ridley, 60 yards.
And the Jets are able to extend their lead in the final seconds of this third quarter.
Parkey adds the extra point, and the lead grows even larger here in the third quarter. 1 quarter remains for the right to survive round 1 here in the AFC. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Here's Parkey now set to kick it away.
Fielded just outside the goal line. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line. The Raider offense set to get this drive started. They are most likely staring at a cold end to their season here in this wild card round. Nothing has gone right so far, and they are, to be frank, in desperation mode now as they begin with a 1st and 10. Here's 2nd and a yard.
Throwing now is Carr. Throw right side going to be caught by Waller. And he'll go out of bounds, it looks like, right at the 40. Throwing on 1st down is Carr. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And it's scooped up by the Jets. And he takes it to the house. It's a fumble recovery for a Jet touchdown. So a great play there by the defense. If these guys are going to advance, and it looks like they will, this defense a big reason why. And they love carrying the mantle for this team, don't they? You see the way that they move around out there? They want to lead this team deeper into the playoffs and hopefully onto the Super Bowl. And that return for a touchdown certainly helps that cause. Parkey with the extra point. And this one was over a while ago as they just add on to that big lead. So not only the cough up, but then the pickup on the other side, the scoop, and the score the other way. The fumble return for a touchdown. Fielded just outside the goal line. And able to get this across the 20, but not much further as he's dropped it to 23-yard line. The Raider offense set to get this drive started.
Well, we said it at halftime that they would need a nearly perfect second half to erase that deficit that they were facing, CD. But unfortunately, the second half has pretty much been a carbon copy of the first.
Yeah, that early lead was almost insurmountable the way their opponent was playing. And, partner, they do have some good news, though. This one is getting close to being over, and they can try and hit the reset button starting tomorrow.
From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. Now Carr. That's taken in by Callaway. And he goes out right around the 39.
From the 39-yard line, here comes 2nd down at 6.
To throw is Carr. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. And he'll be out of bounds after getting this one across the 40. This offense so far on third down, 0 for 3 to this point. They could use a conversion. This time it's 3rd and 3. Working from the gun, it's Carr.
And they're able to work this across midfield to the 48. Well, a touchdown here on this drive, it wouldn't really put much of a dent in the score, the deficit right now. But as you mentioned in the past, CD, their coach is probably just hoping to see something executed correctly on this drive before we close out the ball game.
Yeah, and I think that every guy who's on the field has to feel exactly the same way, because if not, they might be looking for replacements. Treat every drive as if it's your last and make it a successful one in some small way.
On 1st and 10, here's Carr. Escaping and he can't find anywhere to go with it, and he goes down.
John Franklin Myers, credit him with a sack as he buries him for a loss of 10.
And the job becomes twice as difficult now. After the sack, it's 2nd and 20. Here's Carr. And he's got this one complete to Callaway.
And he's going to be taken down just shy of the 35.
And with that last play, he's now up over that 300-yard mark.
And in today's NFL, it almost feels routine. And I hate that when you're talking about a 300-yard passing game. To me, 300 yards still signifies excellence, and he's achieved that in this performance.
So 3rd down now. They need the 27-yard line for a first. Now a leaping catch. He's got it. And that's going to be another 1st down as the tackle made at the Jets' 20-yard line. And that is caught. Oh, what a catch at the 5-yard line. Another 1st down as they call his number again. He's got 15 yards here. Here's Carr to throw. The quick slant caught. Touchdown Raiders. Marquez Callaway. A 5-yard touchdown.
And the Raiders get a small measure of revenge as they cut into this 4th quarter deficit.
Extra point by Carlson, up and good, as they make the score just a slight bit more respectable here in the final quarter of play. On is the Raider kickoff unit now as they will send this one away.
And here comes a return from just beyond the goal line. And out a little across the 25 to the 27. Jets offense coming up now to start their next drive. Well, they don't really need the points here, Charles, given what we're looking at on the scoreboard, but they've scored on 3 consecutive possessions, 3 consecutive drives, and I'm sure that they would like to keep that streak going here and continuing to pull it on.
And things have gotten that way in the NFL, haven't they, partner? Because in the old days, people would, they'd get off the gas a little bit, right? But now, people continue to accelerate. But we'll see what they decide to do as they come out for this one. But the way this game has gone, they've got to be awfully happy with their execution overall.
They'll go again with Hall.
And he'll be brought down just shy of midfield at the 49-yard line.
108 yards rushing for him now as he goes over the century mark here in the wild card round. On 2nd down, a run with Hall.
And he'll get it into enemy territory just across midfield at the 49. They said beginning of the season they wanted to get past the wild card round. Well, they just got past the wild card round.
How about that, being able to put the big check marks up in the locker room, right? Get to the wild card game. Check. Got that done. Win a wild card game. Big check. Now you've got to go ahead and set your sights higher. There is a bigger prize out there, and they still have an opportunity.
So that'll do it for my...